Good morning. I'm Marlene Elbanaag and I'll be presenting the Learning Task 4, which is about student in different learning environments. My presentation with a quote about the learning environment. I never teach my pupils, I only provide the conditions in which they can learn. A quote from Albert Einstein. My presentation has three parts: the observation, the analysis, and the in the first part, which is the observation, there are two things na kailangan i-observe. First is the learning environment in learning resources available, and the other one is the instructional strategies utilized. Yung learning resources available are like PowerPoint presentations, videos, articles, discussions, etc. Learning resources kasi, it provides the students with a source of learning experience in which during the learning process, the teacher should be able to facilitate interaction between the students so the students will learn, will expand their learning experience, and also will be able to meet different students' needs. Then, yung isa nga is the learning resources available, then the other one is the instructional strategies. There are 5 instructional strategies: the direct instruction, the individual study, the indirect instruction, the experiential, and the collaborative learning. There are 5 classes that I need to observe. The recorded class, then I was assigned to observe 4 different classes in the Google Classroom. The Literature 7 of EPIL, the Mathematics 8 of Camagong, the Life Skills Education 10A of NARA, and the SHPE 3 of Calantas Mancono. First is the observation in the recorded class. Images, discussion, PowerPoint presentation, and activities are the learning resources available in the recorded class. A combination of both direct instruction and collaborative learning were utilized as the instructional strategies in the recorded class. Direct instruction kasi is where the students gets all the resources from the teacher. And yung collaborative learning naman is where the students are in group to learn, to explore, to complete activities, and to interact with each other. So, yung observation naman sa classes in the Google Classroom. First is with the class of EPIL in Literature 7. Discussions, course module, YouTube videos, images, short stories, PowerPoint presentations, articles, activities, and assignments are the learning resources available. Next, class of Camagong in Mathematics 8. YouTube videos, images, course module, discussions, PowerPoint presentations, online activities, exercises, and problem sets are the learning resources available in Mathematics 8 of Camagong. Then, class of NARA in Life Skills Education 10A. Images, module handouts, course module, discussions, YouTube videos, PowerPoint presentations, activities, 15-minute quiz, project plan, and quarterly exam are the learning resources available in Life Skills Education 10A of NARA. Last, the class of Calantas Mancono in SHPE 3. Articles, YouTube videos, course module, and activities are the learning resources available in SHPE 3 of Calantas Mancono. As you can notice, the learning resources available in all of the classes in the Google Classroom are almost the same. And also, as you can notice, all of the classes in the Google Classroom utilizes a combination of both direct instruction and independent study as their instructional strategies. Independent study kasi is where the teacher gives instruction to the students and the student about a certain task, and the students will do it. But the students will still consult their work to the teacher. And as I've mentioned earlier, direct instruction is where the students get all the resources from their teacher. Yan. Tapos na tayo sa first part, which is the observation. We're now on the second part, which is the analysis. Analysis is composed of the features of learning environment that encourage interactions and also the limitations that restrain interactions. It is composed of instances on how those features of learning environment influence interactions in the class observed. First, let's define what is learning environments. According to Anthony William Bates in 2014, learning environment refers to the diverse physical locations, contexts, and cultures in which students learn. The word often refers to the cultures in a class, its features, including how people connect and treat each other, and also how the teacher can arrange educational atmosphere so that the students will learn. Ito pa, may isa pang definition of learning environment. In 2017, according to Learning Environment Types and Characteristics, the phrase learning environment refers to the way a classroom environment is set up. A learning environment can be traditional or online or a combination of both. There are 3 types of learning environments. The face-to-face, the online, and the hybrid. The face-to-face learning environment or yung traditional learning environment occurs in person, which means the discussions, the activities occurs in the classroom under the instruction of the teacher. Then the online, yung online naman, it is online learning occurs via internet-based platform in which the teacher sets up all the activities and lessons ahead of time. Then the students will complete them independently. Then the last one is the hybrid. It is a combination of both face-to-face and online learning. But sa tatlong to, we'll be focusing only on the first two, the face-to-face and the online, since face-to-face yung setup sa recorded class and online naman sa classes in the Google Classroom. Face-to-face learning environment occurs synchronously. There are advantages to face-to-face learning environment. First, it allows students to ask questions, and they can also get immediate feedback since face-to-face na yung learning environment. Second, the teacher is the leader of the class, guiding them through the lesson. This is beneficial for the students since the students get one-on-one guidance from the teacher, and also it allows differentiated instruction depende sa needs ng student. And also, there is a high chance na makomplete ng students yung activity sa classroom with the of their teacher. Third, face-to-face learning environment allows students to directly work with their teachers and fellow students, in which it builds relationship and trust among the teachers and the students. Students have the opportunity to connect, problem solve, and network with their teacher and fellow students. And also, students can learn from their peers. Fourth, students that are on campus have access to different supports. In 2008, according to Bejarno, in face-to-face classes, students have their classmates, learning centers on campus, professors' office hours, tutor, and teaching assistants to support and help them with their various learning needs. Fifth, any class can take place in a traditional environment. Most of the class are very well suited sa face-to-face learning environment like yung lab classes and practicum classes. Since there are advantages learning environment, paniguradong meron din siyang disadvantages. So first, classes meet at a set time and in a set place. And some of us may not be able to attend these sessions. Second, some students may struggle to focus. According to Koch-Muller, in 2012, students who struggle to focus may find classrooms and other students distracting to them. Yung sa recorded class kasi, yung setup niya is face-to-face learning environment. So the teacher teaches a lesson and engages the students in a discussion. She makes the students work in a group, in pairs, specifically, for a better understanding and learning where they can connect and collaborate with each other. Students gain a greater understanding and more knowledge from the teacher and their classmates. So next is the online learning environment. With the situation right now, with this pandemic, it turns out that online learning environment or online learning is more and more practiced. There are advantages of online learning. First is the flexibility that online learning can give. Online learning allows students to participate in education at any time and anywhere, basta merong internet connection. And students work at their own pace based on the teacher's set due dates. Second, online learning is more student-centered, where the students can direct learning and connect or interact with the course module at another level. Third, students can reach out to the teacher if they need assistance. Teachers are accessible to answer questions and students' concerns. There are also disadvantages or drawbacks on online learning environment. First, students may not be familiar with the technology needed in class. Second, internet connection could fail or some students don't have any access to an internet connection. According to Illinois Online Network in 2014, individual PCs can have numerous problems which could limit students' access. Finally, the internet connection could fail or slow down. Third of the disadvantages, it lacks student-teacher and student-student interaction. Most of the students, they enjoy having interaction or connection with the student or with their fellow student or with their teacher. For some of the more hands-on classes cannot be produced online. There are classes that are not suited in the online learning like laboratory classes, practicum classes. Fifth, it requires the student to be in charge of their education. It requires the students to be more focused. Students have to take great responsibility in their education. Online learning environment in the classes, online learning in the environment. In the classes in the Google Classroom, students can work at their own pace and have the access to the subject 24/7. Teachers are using YouTube videos, online activities, and articles as their additional resources. And then, students are conducting synchronous sessions every week. There are cases where the students are not able to attend classes since due to bad internet connection. And the next is We're now done on the observation and analysis part. We're on the last part, which is the reflection. Reflection contains the suggestion about what a teacher can do to maximize participation in the class, and also the elements of Google Classroom that promote interaction and those elements that delimits them. There are many strategies that the teacher can do to maximize participation. But these strategies that I have here is only for the classes in the Google Classroom, since since in the recorded class, these three are already incorporated. First, keep the learners involved. Kasi yung online learning environment is not just about uploading learning materials or course materials, then expecting the students to view and read them. One of the best way to keep the learners engaged is to give them timely feedback and give them the chance to connect and to interact and collaborate with their fellow students. Second is to incorporate assessments and quizzes. This second strategy is only for the class of Literature 7 and SHPE 3, since Mathematics 8 and Life Skills Education 10A already have this. So, yung end of the module or lesson evaluations is best known for boosting knowledge retention rates. It is best way to measure the understanding of the learners, and it is both helpful to the learners and to the instructors. It helps the instructors to modify or para ma-adjust ng instructor yung teaching methodologies niya to meet the pace and the understanding of the learners. Finally, nandito na tayo sa elements ng Google Classroom. Google Classroom allows the teacher to make or to have a virtual classroom space. Oops, yan. Balik pala tayo dito sa to maximize participation. I forgot the third one, which is the make collaboration work. Since all of the classes in the Google Classroom don't have any group activity, student involvement kasi is very crucial in successful learning. So, assign activities where learners can work in group. This will make the group of learners interact, collaborate through discussion boards, video conferencing, emails, etc. Yan. Dito na tayo sa Google Classroom. Google Classroom, yun nga, as I've mentioned earlier, provide the teacher with a virtual classroom space. And there are features of Google Classrooms that promotes interaction. First, Google Classroom have discussion forums, which allows the learners to reflect on a certain topic under discussion and then provide their view or perspective about it. The second one is that assignment process have been quicker and more effective. Teachers can easily check who have submitted their work and who are still working on it. And also, teachers can offer their feedback about the work of their students. Speaking of feedback, Google Classroom gives the teacher the online support where they can give comment or remarks on the performance of their students. Since there are features that promotes interaction, there are also that delimits interaction. First, Google Classroom has no automated quizzes and tests. Second, there's no way to have live meetings sa Google Classroom na nagke-create ng problem. Kasi sa Google Classroom, ang interaction between teachers and learners only happen through Google Documents. Ang effective education, it requires interaction and building relationship between teachers and learners. And the online discussions are the best way to achieve that effective education in a virtual environment. And I'm ending my presentation with a quote about learning environment. Every student has something to offer, and every student deserves a nurturing learning environment. A quote from Ilhan Omar. Thank you.